Greetings everyone, welcome back to Oracle of Ages. Today, we're going to tackle this dungeon. Aren't you excited? Okay, so the Crown Dungeon has some, I'll have to say, subpar music, but we'll let it slide because it's actually a pretty fun dungeon. Except for maybe these rooms full of moblins, but that can also be forgiven. Nothing else here, right. Okay, so this dungeon introduces the crystal switch to us, which will see the red tiles and the blue tiles. One or the other is going to be up, and hitting the switch will switch which one is up. So it was blue, means the blue ones are up. We will be using it much later. But for now, we want to keep the blue up because it will make our travels in the early parts of the dungeon much nicer. We're also introduced to moblins with weapons. The sorted moblins they're kind of harder because you can only attack them from one side, as opposed to pretty much any side, like these guys here. Nice. Alright, so the puzzle here is pretty obvious. We need to get that diamond onto that button. So, you could just jump over this hole, but I like to trap everybody over on that little island, because it's fun! I love the switch hook. Not the hook shot, I mean, trust me, it's not a hook shot by any means, but it'll do. Can't get that treasure chest just yet, but we'll get it very soon, trust me. Switch hook just makes getting things out from under pots much more fun, and actually faster. Less button pushes and all. This dungeon is going to test my 3 hearts. I can tell already. Anyhow, that was an example, of course, of the crystal switch switching the tiles. But you probably could have already imagined that. Let's get that treasure chest before we continue on, because it's a key! And that's very useful. Alright, we just come back in here. This time we're going to go off to the right. I'll make sure I get my directions correctly, since I've been crucified for that by one person. So I guess I couldn't call it crucifixion, but whatever. Anyway, these guys, if you shoot them with your seed shooter, eyeballs will appear, like that, but you want to bank them off and hit all 3 at the same shot. To get another key! Lots of keys in this dungeon. Anyway, we're going to make our way back to the central room, this time traveling off to the east. Yeah, we're going to leave the switch blue for now, because I'm going to go down these stairs! Ooh, money, yes. Bill needs the money. Anyway, yeah, pretty simple puzzle to get past. Alright, these guys, they're pretty tough if you have the level 1 sword only, but, I mean, they're not that hard to dodge. They do take a lot of hits. I think it's a full heart, so 3 hearts is pretty nasty to fight them. But I'm pretty crafty with my dodging, so we shouldn't have any trouble. I say that now. And then I have visions of myself dying later on. Okay, we're not supposed to be in this room. To navigate this room properly, you need a secret item that you get in this dungeon, but I'm going to feel my way through it since I've done this room a bajillion times. Don't worry, we will show off the item later anyway. I'm just not coming back here because it involves backtracking and I'm trying to avoid that, all for a small key. I'm going to try and be crafty and exit here, but whatever the fuck. Alright. Anyhow, continuing on our path to the east, we're going to see the other half of this dungeon. Fucking I-beams, jeez. They're pretty annoying because they also take almost a full heart of damage. Someone was mentioning if they had purposely left in that you could jump 2 holes with 1 jump. I don't know, but it certainly is helpful. Anyway, mini-boss time! We've seen this guy before. He is a recycle from Link's Awakening. But we've got a new gimmick in that the ball disappears, so you can't just constantly hold it. But you can, if you trap him in a corner, beat him repeatedly, which is pretty handy. Problem with the ball disappearing, though, is that it always respawns, like, right next to him, which is very annoying, and fuck, I'm going to die. This is no good! Oh, luckily Bill had a potion. Well, I guess that's used up. Alright, I've realized that the potions are kind of hurting the idea of the 3-heart challenge kind of thing, because essentially they make it 6 hearts. So, from now on, no more potions. I'm banning them from this run. I hope you appreciate that, now that things are starting to get hard. Alright, can't do anything in this room because we need a secret dungeon item to continue! This time we can't cheese it, though, like in that other room, so backtrack! Alright, so now we're going to go south. We need to hit the switch, though, to get to that staircase, so winding our way back around will actually bring us back to the central room, but from a different angle. This angle. Of course, our handy-dandy seed shooter makes hitting that crystal switch a breeze. I said a breeze, yes. You gotta have aim, of course, to make it all worthwhile. And opening all that path up, I'm still not going to go down the staircase because there are some easier things to grab down here first, before I go through all that pain and suffering. Like this map! Alright, so I'm going to show off the map. It looks kind of like a crown. And that looks kind of like a ball. Yeah, maybe like one of those jeweled balls that kings hold. I don't know. Why they put the map in the room right before the boss, I'll never know, but whatever. We'll take it and move on. Never look at it again. Alright, I'm desperately searching for hearts because I know I only have one left and there's a lot of enemies in this dungeon that do 1 heart damage. And I was successful in finding just one. So, I guess we'll have to make do with 2 hits. Anyhow, this is a puzzle we cannot solve because we need secret dungeon item. We need that dungeon item for most anything. This puzzle is pretty simple. The panels are rotating. You just use them to bank the ember seeds. Done and done. They don't even put a time limit on the torches as far as I know, so even if you fail, you can always there's no way to fail. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Memorize that pattern. So we have to come over here and repeat it with statues. With this colored tile on the floor being where the button is. On the other side. Don't push it to the center, you'll fuck yourself over. Well, not quite, but you'll make it take longer. There we go. Oh my god, it's secret dungeon item! Yes, we've got the Cane of Samaria. We've seen this cane before in Link to the Past, although it does essentially the same thing. It creates blocks, but they took away the cool factor of being able to make the blocks explode and shoot fireballs. But that's okay, I'll forgive him for it, because it is a totally awesome item that we don't use very often. Woo-cha! There you go. Alright, now we're gonna go down this staircase. Watch out for the BMOs, of course. The reason for holding off the staircase becomes apparent right here, because we actually need to use the cane to navigate this underground section. And why I switched off the cane, I'll never know. Ah, anti-fairies. I was trying to see if the cane would kill them, and I'm still not sure. I would kill for a boomerang. Pretty obvious to use the seed shooter there. Trying to find more hearts, too. I've noticed that hearts are actually pretty rare in this dungeon, and that's not a good thing. Plenty of seeds, though. Alright, yet another puzzle involving the cane. These 2 blocks will move simultaneously with each other, so in order to get them on both of the red blocks, you're going to have to use the cane to block the movement of one while you push the other. Simple concept, really. But as you can see, Ages is the puzzle game, and it's starting to get a little bit more complicated with the puzzles and how you do things, which is actually going to be made very apparent by the boss of this dungeon, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Time for more backtracking. Alright, remember this room? Well, now we can actually traverse this bridge because we've got the cane to hold the button down. Isn't that nifty? We can actually now explore the latter quarter of the dungeon, which all we need to do now is find the boss key. Apparently they're giving us a compass. We're mostly done with the dungeon and we're finally getting the compass. Kinda useless, don't you think? Thanks for that, Capcom. Ooh, nice. Got that heart. Very useful. Little precarious platforming, and we're done with this. Some of these underground areas are a little uninspired, but I mean, I can understand. Ages is not really about the action-oriented stuff. These guys are a pain in a 3-heart challenge. Seriously. Most of their attacks do a lot of damage. They're hard to kill. I don't know. Anyway, killing them is not really required. I was just trying to get them out of my way. Alright, here we have a crystal puzzle. We're going to start it in just a second. I want to look for something. I don't know what I'm looking for, really. There we go, hearts. Never have enough hearts. Alright, crystal puzzle. Go! You want to start by lifting the blue blocks and going south. Make sure you haven't forgotten any keys, because when you get to this part, you're going to be swearing at your screen when you find out that you're missing a key. No reason to go down and around, because it basically brings you to the same exact spot. And there you go, you've made it through. That's all there is to it. Some people have trouble with that section, and I'm not really sure why. Maybe they just, I don't know. I don't even want to figure it out. Anyway, this chest, 50 rupees, that's pretty respectable. We'll take that. Bill will take any money he can get for buying all that stuff he doesn't want or need. Aw, can't quite reach it. I hate to waste seeds because Bill is not getting the upgraded seed pouch, so we're only ever going to have a few seeds at a time. Which can hinder us. But not really as much as you would think. Having 10 bombs is not so fun, though. Still failing to avoid the anti-fairies. Alright, yet another pushing puzzle. This time, each block that you push, or statue, all of the colored ones will move along with it. So we gotta use the cane to position them in a certain way. Now, you really don't have to group them in any particular way. He just wants them all surrounding him. But it's easier and faster to do it the way I'm doing it, as far as I know. You don't want to push that red one up against the hole, or you have to start over. Just go into the stairs to reset the room. Pretty obvious. Yeah, that was sped up for your convenience. Boss key, anyhow. Let's go back to that room. By using the save warp. I'm just showing it here, just so you see what it does. Anyway. Yep, there's Bill's file. No deaths. Just note it, no deaths. Alright, we're back in the room, which is right before the boss door, so, let's check it out. See what kind of boss this dungeon's gonna throw at us now. Welcome! This boss is a puzzle boss. He gives us a spiel about stealing our soul, but whatever. Anyhow, the gimmick here is that he will split into smaller parts and set up a puzzle for you to use your cane to combine him back into the big one. Then you attack. Don't think he's dead, because he's going to set up more and more complex puzzles. If you hit him with your sword, it'll slow him down, which can make, you know, getting them to fuse together a little easier. Or just use a technique to move him to a new thing. We're going to move him to the center because we're going to combine him with this other little guy over here. Alright, I've been taking a lot of stupid damage, mainly from his electric attack after we get him bigger, which is no good. Alright, the idea of this one is to move them both to the center. Fucked up there. If you fuck up, they just basically respawn where they already started. Come on. There we go. Still taking damage. Don't know why. Maybe that no deaths will be remedied. Alright, this one's a little more complicated, but it's okay because it's the last one. The idea is to try and get those to combine, and then move him to the center jagged piece. Not like that, but like so. And then get this other little guy to the centerpiece. Done and done. Your sword will dispel their blue magic shots. And I don't know why I'm not using that more often, because now I'm down to a quarter heart damage. That's okay, I didn't die. That's all anyone can ask, isn't it? Block that heart up and let's get out of here. It's a fern! Or sacred soil. That doesn't look like soil. Whatever. Apparently the sacred soil is warm. Okay, so it looks like there's another essence up here in the mountains, so we will hang out here. Of course, we're being interrupted by this guy. Oh boy. Okay, so clearing the dungeon sets off a flag, which opens up a new section of the mountain, and apparently there are minigames to be played. So next time, minigame extravaganza, after I find some hearts. There we go. See you guys then.